I feel like we need to backtrack once again.
Where are we going now? This has been a nice ride.
Mm-hmm. So when I opened the shop, I went to, they had these little shows. It was like a snow show, but the skate people would show up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
So I go in there. This is 2005, 6.
Uh-huh.
And I can't remember who it was exactly, but somebody came up to me and was like, yo, like, I thought you designed the D3. Like, it's crazy that Brian did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, what? You know, and like, this gets back on to the hijack.
Sure.
Is basically what they did was stop paying me once I moved to Wisconsin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And took my name off the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, from then on, as a brand, like, what makes more sense? Like, the dude we just kicked off the team designed it, or the designer designed it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So knowing Mag, like, that's their thinking is like, the designer designed it, obviously.
Right,
duh.
right,
you know?
right.
So that was kind of like the story thereafter.
Yeah.
So when you get to, I was late to the meeting.
Right.
All this stuff. This is when all that stuff started
coming out,
spilling out.
Sure.
Once I moved back,
okay,
that was when like
that makes sense. 2005. Okay,
that was when like I started hearing all this stuff,
okay,
and I'm just like,
everyone in skateboarding was like, this dude just hit the lottery. He just
yeah,
disappeared.
yeah, I heard
Pretty
they
much.
bought you out and then you pieced out.
yeah.
That's what that. So
you
you got
guys
like $1
wanna see
million.
my bank account?
Yeah. Shit.
So wait. You never really got broke off?
No,
What about royalties from the shoe, though? I mean, I'm sure you were getting.
That's what I'm talking about.
I did okay, and I'll come back to that at the end. So,
Yes.
this story will never end.
Let's
It will.
keep
It
kicking
will
it
never.
in.
Listen, this story
wanna
has
put it-
gotten legs of its own.
I want to put it to bed now.
Please, let's do.
Let's go.
Let's do, man.
Lay it down.
We're on our way. Let's go.
Heard it here first. At the
I feel
nightclub.
very unsafe. You guys took your smoke alarm down.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Kelly has a great nose.
Yep.
You smell smoke a mile away. You smell smoke a mile away, man. He'll let us know. He'll start laughing. He'll start laughing.
Yeah.
So, okay, so all this is going on. You're back in Wisconsin.
Yep.
Now you're hearing these things like you never had anything to do with the shoe, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
They're taking blah, blah, blah. Now what happens?
So,
right? By the way,
luckily-
when was the Vice interview with Brian?
This
Is
is-
2000,
yeah, we're
later,
good.
later,
It
later,
just came
later.
out.
Just came.
This is 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5.
So it's like 13, 14 years later this comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I'm sitting there, and lucky for me, I was the dude who kept all my Photoshop payment, check stubs. I kept all my royalty
Okay.
printouts. I kept all my pay stubs.
Right.
So I come home one night, just like grab 1 month from my, royalties, my check, grab 1 month of the sales,
Yeah.
and start doing some math.
Oh, okay. Got your
And,
calculator out.
Yes, nothing added up.
Uh,
So I'm just kind of like, whoa,
Huh.
like this is weird.
yeah.
And I remember going on tour, shop owners would come up to me and be like, yo, man, like, sold so many of these, I just bought my second house. And I was like, I don't have a second house.
Wow.
And another person would be like, I got a boat,
Shit.
and I'm just like,
I don't have a boat.
yeah, I'm just like,
God damn.
Damn, Richie Bones is balling.
yeah,
Wow.
and I'm just like, I knew something wasn't adding up, and I never trusted Mag to begin with, going back to,
Gershon was bugging. You're like,
well,
wait,
that,
what's going
and
on?
then
Yeah.
my first encounter when Aaron and I were staying at T-Mac's house, the guy came in screaming about my check.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically, I do 1 month of math, and I'm just like, this isn't adding up. So my homie was like, yo, my friend's a lawyer.
Okay.
Check this out,
Sure.
So I give everything over to them. 2 and 2 was not equaling 4.
Right.
So I present them, with this, basically saying, let's go to court,
Yeah.
and they came at me. We ended up settling out of court, and unfortunately I signed a NDA,
Okay.
which
Okay.
you guys are probably familiar with.
Non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in some terms I'm in favor of an NDA, and in some terms I'm not in favor.
Right. But
You
that
know,
was
when-
part of
when
the settling out was
Yeah.
to sign this thing. So I'm sure with that being said, there's certain things that you can't disclose
Yes.
on the show.
But like when company X does something to person Y and can throw shade over it, that's just shady.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. Right.
So basically, yeah. So that all gets done. I throw most of my Osiris stuff away.
Okay.
I'm just like, this is disgusting. I'm disgusted.
Don't want anything to do
That's
with
natural.
it. Right.
You know, yeah. Clean it out of my closet.
Right.
You know.
Right. Let's get rid of the
So-
let's get rid of the cobwebs.
That's natural.
Yeah. So, so basically, you know, time's going on. In my back of my head, I'm like, I know they're still selling it. I don't care.
Okay.
Whatever. I'm in Wisconsin. The shop's
Right.
going. Got my wife.
Chilling.
We're happy, chilling. You know. And eventually, I get a call, a message from this guy Jean-Jacques, who was a filmer. He did some of the blind video and stuff, like filmer homie, and he's just like, you know, did you hear Brian was paralyzed? We're talking. And I was like, no, you know. So then I'm like kind of tripping because I'm like, man, I've known this guy a long time. You know, I should just reach out to him, you know. So I end up getting his number from Marcel Johnson, call him up, and instantly he's just like, how can we right it wrong? How can we right it wrong? I'm just like, I'm just calling to see how you're doing, man. Like, that's way past. Like, this is 2000, I think it was like 2000, I want to say 16.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
Years
Yeah.
later. Yeah.
so these dudes are just so unbelievable, but they're like, Brian kept saying, like, I just want to, you know, right or wrong. So he ends up emailing me a template of the D3 and wants me to do something to it.
Okay.
Add my
Touch
to it.
Sure.
You know, which I do. And I end up emailing him back what I had done because I do know how to use Adobe Illustrator and Corel Draw and Photoshop and
Okay.
whatever. Like, I end up sending it back to him, and you know, I'm just like, well, we gotta talk numbers, dude. Like,
Right. This ain't happening twice.
yeah, you know.
Right. Fool me once.
So,
Shame on.
so he wants me to talk to one of the owners about money. Long story short is that they didn't want to pay me any money. And this is when they're working with Tyrone. They're talking to Smog of doing like, mine was going to be a Sweet 16 D3 release.
Okay.
And then they were talking about doing a throwback Storm package. Because everything that was cool is now cool again.
Yep.
Basically, I tell Brian, I'm like, dude, I'm not doing it, dude. Whatever, you know, it's cool catching up,
Right.
whatever. So then, literally, this is like probably 2 months before we move out to San Diego. So
Okay.
I move out to San Diego, and then I get this message from Under Armour,
Okay.
you know, and like how they're working with an artist that brought the D3 into the meeting repeatedly,
Okay.
like brought it in, is like, I want this, you know, and they're like, well, so finally the dude, it gets to the guy who was like, well, I know Dave. Like, I've met him at a trade show, like a long time ago at an ASR trade show, because he used to work at Airwalk.
Okay.
So he knows the history, and he was there when there wasn't somebody else designed it.
Okay.
It was me, you know.
Right.
So he wants to work with this guy, A$AP Rocky. I have no clue who A$AP Rocky is.
You don't know who's that? Yeah.
Not a clue.
Right.
So I hit up my friend who was a team manager of Osiris for a long time, Pat Simpson, and he's a DJ. It's like, who the hell is A$AP Rocky, you know?
Say what?
And he's like, oh man, he's sick, dude. He's legit. Like, and then so I was really hesitant
Okay.
because I'm just like, this just elongates the story.
Yeah.
It just
You
keeps
know?
coming back. Yeah.
Because they end up flying me out to meet with Rocky or whatever and like kick it. And I told him, I'm like, dude, you're opening Pandora's box here, dude. Like,
This is, you
Like
told
they
him
don't
to-
know this.
Yeah.
They have no idea about
Right,
the story.
right.
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
So what's funny is he saw it he likes to like rave and party. That's where he saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I want that, you know, and he loved it and just like, you know, wanted my okay.
Okay.
So then after meeting Rocky and just kind of getting his vibe on it, like it was cool, you know? To me, I thought it was cool because of what had just happened to me and the whole story prior to this. I was like, this is going to be hilarious.
Right.
You know?
Straight up.
Because, you know, the fact of how much fun this shoe has been made fun of,
Okay.
you know?
Yep.
Or how much fun has been made out of the shoe. Like, you know, I've seen tons of pros talk about it and everybody's got their opinion and whatever.
They're
and
talking
like,
about it though.
Yeah.
you know, and you know, I think the funniest thing for me was the skateboard industry's reaction to hearing that A$AP Rocky was doing this.
Right.
Because I sat back and watched everybody. I watched you guys talk about it. And like, to me, it was just funny, you know,
Sure.
super funny. So
Well, it's out of
then-
left field too. Are you kidding me?
100%.
We're like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
The D3 with A$AP Rocky? How did that?
Under Armour?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a photo of you guys on top of a car. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's going on here, dude?
So like, yeah, originally Vice marketing was going to do the whole thing.
Okay.
And I told Rocky the truth. I was like, you know, I designed this part, and Brian did do some of it. I'm not
Okay.
going to, I've never said that he hasn't, you know? And Rocky was just like, you know, dude, the only thing I saw was the lace loops. He's like, that's the only thing I saw.
Okay.
So he's like, you designed the shoe.
Wow.
Because that's what the shoe is. And I was like, I mean, I hear what you're saying,
Yeah, appreciate
but
it.
other people are barking different stuff. So I'm just like, I don't really care, but whatever, dude. Like, it's just funny.
Okay. Okay.
You know, so he does his version of the D3. They end up like using his marketing people to market it. And I just don't think they did a good job using me in the skate world to
Tell the
kind
story.
of tell the story, you know?
Got you.
But whatever, like I kicked it with Rocky. He's super cool.
Yeah.
Like I was in the studio and he was recording part of his album and stuff. and,
Amazing.
like,
Wow.
Yeah,
He didn't
you
let you get a
know?
track? Shit.
that's something we need to talk about too, is the progression video part that I filmed.
Oh, yeah.
Progression.
Was it Sugar Bear?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yep.
Sugar
Yeah,
Bear.
I remember
Okay,
that.
Okay. Well, let's stay on track.
So-
Let's stay on track
Yeah.
really quick. We're on this A$AP Rocky thing. Yeah.
So yeah, so you know, it was funny to me because then, you know, we're working on the shoe concept and everything, and you know, I'm not a huge fan of it. He knows it, but it's his version of it, you
Yeah.
know, which is to me is the same way I took a version of a hiking boot and took my pieces from it. He took some of his pieces of it and made his shoe.
Right.
That's what happens. You know, and then so the shoe comes out, you know, and it turns out to be one of the best selling shoes for Under Armour.
Okay.
Like I
Not
guess
even The Rock can beat that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. This is what I've been told. I didn't get any royalties or anything. I think
Really?
Rocky took all the royalties and put it back into schools that were in
That's
his
amazing.
neighborhood.
Oh, that's
which
awesome.
is another reason I was
awesome.
like,
Yeah.
Right.
That
this
makes
guy's
sense.
cool, you know?
Right.
100% of the proceeds?
I believe.
That's fucking amazing.
Something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
I love that.
So I kind of was like, okay, that's dope.
So you didn't get any money from it. You were kind of just hey, let me get your blessing to do this, and then what? All of a sudden,
I got some money.
okay, you did. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
There you go.
But see, now that's where
You just said no royalties.
no royalties.
No.
Right. So you got like a consulting fee or something,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay. So now that leaves in turn now that Brian and Osiris are like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I designed that shoe.
Yeah.
How are you involved with this?
Yeah.
Like you're taking like
So
here's a gray area, right? That I'm trying to think of.
Yeah.
It's like when a company comes out with a product, right? It doesn't matter if you designed it or whoever designed it. It's that company's IP, right? It's their intellectual property, right? So how does all that kind of and listen, I'm not a lawyer. Listen.
These things we just hear, I think, over time,
but this
right?
is IP intellectual property, blah 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 blah
Well,
blah. If you change something to a certain percentage, 10% or whatever, it's like so. That's where people are like, well, wait a minute,
Let me-
blah 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 blah.
let me tell you this.
Please.
Under Armour has a decent amount of lawyers.
I could imagine they
I
have
can
one or
imagine.
two.
Yeah.
They told
Yeah.
me, don't
You're
even
good.
worry about it.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
So,
Right.
and Brian had posted a picture like, I'm going to sue them
Sure.
and all this stuff. Like,
Right.
They
Sue
navigated
Under
that
Armour?
before the deal was signed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
they're not entering the water.
They know.
What's in it, you know?
Right. They know.
So, yeah, that shoe comes out. Brian's all pissed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just, I just can't help but laugh at everything because to me this is just hilarious.
You're having a good little time.
So then, yeah, Brian, you know, him and Mag come and they end up reaching out to somebody at Vice, and they're like, we want to do a documentary on the D3 and tell the truth.
Right.
You know, so they
Their
ended up,
truth.
yeah. So
Yeah.
they do that, and then I get an email from the guy who started the project is gone. Now it's another guy. Ended up on his table. He's like, I want to get this done because he's like, don't even care.
It's the Under Armour guy.
Yeah.
No.
That's
Vice.
the Vice piece.
Got you.
Vice.
Got you.
The dude sends me an email. He's like, can we get a comment?
Did they send you the piece to watch?
No.
Nothing. Just, hey,
No.
this is what we did. We need a comment.
They're like, we already talked to Brian
Okay.
and Mag and filmed it. Can we get a comment from you?
Okay.
So I just emailed. At first, I wasn't going to email back. I'm just like, this is so silly. And then I was like, I just hate the latter. Like, it's either I did it or I didn't. And if I did, it means I'm a liar, which I'm not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then it feels like I have to try to defend myself or whatever.
Sure.
Like, I just want this all to end. So
never
basically, you know, like I end up emailing this dude back. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Sent him this. Like I showed you the plate. You know, like I have a bunch of stuff that I sent him. Then he calls me and he's like, we got to talk. We got to put you in this. And I was like, I'll do it, but I want it to be even. You know, like I already know that you guys had done a lot with Brian and Mag.
Right.
You know, and then COVID's happening. So he's like, we can't get any filmers out to film you. So we literally like set up my laptop with photo booth
Okay.
and like
You're showing the
record it. Yeah, like record it. And, you know, like it was janky, whatever. But, you know, some people came out of it thinking it was okay. I ended up getting a lot of messages like, you know, stuff you brush off your shoulder, but still you read of people like saying I'm whack and I'm fake and I lied and
Okay.
I wish harm on your family
Dude,
and
that's
me.
horrible.
Jeez.
What,
You
what
know,
do
and
these
that's-
people know? What the?
And why
They
is
don't
it-
know
and why-
shit.
I know they
And
don't know
why
anything.
is it that important to them?
Yeah, what the hell?
It's keyboard warriors.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
They got nothing
I don't know
going
shit
on.
about this. I just watched this. How long was the documentary?
Oh, it's like half hour, 20 minutes.
I just watched this 20-minute thing and now I know everything.
Yeah.
And so it's like, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we just have experienced. You didn't just go into to your D3 shoe and pick it because that was the last one left.
Yeah.
This is what the whole industry heard about.
Yeah, no,
But it's
I mean,
not true.
Yep.
It's like how that's a crazy.
But that's
But
how
people
you-
think that they know everything.
That's how you hijack a shoe.
It's insane.
Is you start spewing out. I mean, look at our politics. You know, you spew out this and that. I mean, you see a politician with a person, and they say, "I don't know that person.
I know.
I don't know
Bro,
that person." Well, here's another picture with you.
It's just
I
crazy.
don't know them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I have no
That ain't-
association
that
with
ain't
them. Yeah, you know, and
It's
it's
just like don't believe everything you hear, dude.
Well, no, I mean, definitely not. And
Okay, so keep going.
the-
Sorry, I
so
didn't mean to
the-
get so mad. You know.
so
but
I- yeah.
listen.
so I end up,
annoyed.
you know, sitting at the Vice thing. I show them all this stuff. The dude wanted to finish it, so basically they just cut and pieced me in here and there, and that was it. You know.
Right.
So the Vice thing comes out, and Pat Simpson, the old team manager, is the first one that calls me. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is ridiculous." You know, and he's like, "I was in the office. Like, I know the truth. Like, these guys are just the worst."
Wow.
So then Canton calls me,
Okay.
you know, and Canton's just like, "I was there. Like, I know exactly what happened. Like, this is, you know, just play it cool." He's like,
Sure.
Canton was just like, "Whatever you do, don't go on YouTube."
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good advice.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't read
I'm just
comments.
like-
Don't
Yeah.
go on YouTube.
I'm like,
yeah.
"Wow, is it that bad?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's pretty bad." And I
Oh,
was like,
shit.
Great. You know. So yeah, you know, like it just trying to think here. Like, so all these people are reaching out to me who are actually in the office,
Right.
calling it out. Like, this is bull, you know? So, you know, I'm just trying to just go on with my life, you know?
Sure.
And it's just when people start pitching me as the shady one, the liar, this, that, like, that's when I'm just like, okay, I need to come and air
Speak your
some,
truth.
Sure.
air some things out here.
No, it's funny
Right,
because with all
right.
this stuff coming out, you weren't like that. You weren't like, I need to settle this and
No.
start spewing stuff on Instagram or anything.
Right,
You were
right.
like calm, collected,
I
and
mean, that's what Brian does, you know? If you follow him, like, you can see, like, the instant that interview came out with me and Rocky in GQ,
Okay.
he was all super hurt because he didn't get mentioned in the interview.
Got you.
That interviewer called Rocky, not me.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
in
yeah,
the
you didn't
interview.
hit them up, be like, hey, I got this idea
Yeah.
for you guys.
Right,
Yeah,
Right.
The dude did not care one iota about me. You know, he wanted to talk to Rocky.
Right.
And I just peckered in. Rocky would be like, and Dave, you know,
Yeah.
this and
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Right.
so, you know, he got super hurt off that. And, you know, it goes on. And this is kind of like to the point where here I am, you know?
I think the problem too is with some companies is they don't embrace their roots. They don't embrace how they got to where they are.
But that's a perfect example. You look at a shoe company like Vans, who has kept their core people around
right.
and, you know, are still doing a great job, you know?
But listen, the story's crazy, you know?
Yeah.
It just makes me, you know, I don't know. I just get mad at, you know, these people out there because some people are calling you out and being like, yo, wishing harm on your family and this and that. Like they've moved on with their lives. Like you remember that comment, but at the same time, it's like, they don't give you a rebuttal, you know, they don't be like, they don't retract what they say, you know, they're just moving on. And I think that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I think it's fucked up.
This
man.
is
people are
the-
assholes. They're idiots.
The most
Yeah.
interesting
Morons.
part of the story is I moved to Encinitas, obviously now, and I'm skating Poods one day, and the guy who is an international sales rep, he's like, Dave, like, what up? And just
For Osiris?
Yeah, for Osiris.
Okay.
So we're just talking, and I get this feeling he's trying to tell me something. You know, so he starts talking, and this is him telling me.
Yeah.
These are his words. Is that Mag had hired him to ship containers of my shoe over to Europe and to put the royalties in his Swiss bank account,
Wow.
is what he's sitting there telling me. And I'm just like, whoa.
How would he know that?
He was international sales rep.
Oh goodness.
Oh, goodness.
So he had his fingers in it too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm kind of looking at him like, okay, like,
You're
I
out
get it,
You're out
but
yourself too.
yeah, I get it, but it's just like, yeah, you're probably in it too. And I just kind of,
Let it go.
you know, yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
like, whatever.
yeah. There's levels to it.
So then I'm in a coffee shop.
Uh-oh.
Oh, geez, keeps going.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
has
trust
this-
me,
yeah.
these people are like coming to church.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy because they know they did wrong and they're trying to like, you know, repent their sins or whatever. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But like, so my wife and I are in a coffee shop, and this other guy who was at Osiris for a long time, pretty high up, is just like, yo, you know, like we should meet up and talk. And I'm just like, yeah, cool, you know, like we just live here now. And so we end up getting together and talking, and he's just filling me in on more stuff, you know. So he's like, once again, these are his words. He's like,
Yeah.
you know, I was in the office when Mag would like slash your check in half.
Jeez.
Like, oh, we can't pay Dave that. Let's pay him this.
These
you
are
know?
royalty checks?
Yeah.
Dirty.
Which is how, like, if you go back in time, my numbers didn't add up,
Right.
you know?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's just filling me in on all this stuff and just,
It makes me think too. I wonder. Listen, we're talking about skateboarding, right? I wonder, and it just makes me think about like the bigger companies, you know, like the Nikes and Adidas and the Under Armours, and right.
Yeah.
Like, how does it? How far does it go? Right? Are these other companies doing stuff like that, or is it too? Are they too big that they can't do stuff like that?
But
Are they
that's-
taking care of the people they're paying?
But that's the
And
thing.
I'm not talking about skateboarding. I'm talking about basketball,
Yeah,
soccer.
across
I'm
the
talking
boards.
about across the
Yeah.
board.
Every industry.
Every
But
industry.
I go back to this. They're betting on stupidity. Like they want you to be so into your sport that you don't even pay attention to this.
True.
This whole thing is
So-
like a Netflix documentary.
Oh,
You
dude.
someone should make a whole
It just,
thing.
it just sucks when skaters take from skaters.
Yeah.
That's real
Right.
talk.
I mean-
But-
I mean, look, I don't. I'm just saying this in a sense of like, dude, when you are doing stuff like that, and you're at the top, and like coming from our industry, I just think that's dirty ass shit, bro. And that's just me thinking
I always
plain and cut,
Yeah.
like straight to the like, really?
I just ask why. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's the. I always like, well, why? There's a reason behind what you're doing. Well,
Greed is a
tell
hell of a
us.
drug. I was
Like,
gonna
tell us
say.
why. That's what I want to know.
Greed's
like,
a hell of a drug, man.
you know,
Money.
Yeah, but that's just
You don't
what
have
always
any
questions
clue.
me.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the amount of zeros.
Well, Jesus Christ, Dave. Let me tell you something. You've been through the ringer and back, but to me, that the one thing I love about you too is like you seem to have just a mellow. You have a great outlook on everything. It seems like you've kind of just like rolled with the punches to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
of
mean-
course, you got to like kind of fight for what's right,
Yeah.
But again, you have a pretty good outlook on all the stuff that's happened and everything.
Yeah,
Just sitting here
mean-
talking to you don't seem like this bitter ass dude that's trying to like, you know what I mean? Like throw
No,
people
no.
under the bed. You're just like, hey, this is my truth. This is what happened. Like, what am I gonna say?
Yeah.
Totally.
No, for sure.
So
And I think, something that comes along with it is just I haven't, been paid for them for decades.
Right.
I just don't.
right.
I don't pay attention to it.
Where is that like button? Right? Is it right here or right here?
Just a little scroll coming down the bottom.
It's
Subscribe.
over to it's on your
It's on my
left.
right? It's on
No,
my
on your
left.
left.
Hey,
Yeah.
hit
Right
that
there.
button right there.
Right there.
Right
Yeah,
there.
please.
The like button's kind of like in the middle there. It's like we're kind of
Oh, it's like
there.
right here?
Kind of.
Like
yeah,
right
The
there?
subscribe's like over to the left.
Like right over there. All right.